One thing that is very true whenever times feel uncertain or chaotic, my friends used to talk about, my friends who are boaters used to talk about where they tether their boat. And it's the same thing with our spirit. And so I asked the question, where is my spirit being tethered? And if I feel like I don't have that place, I feel like I'm at the mercy of. And here's what's interesting. When I feel like I'm at the mercy of, I don't trust who I am and what I bring to this moment. And so we had this conversation because from the time I was young, I was a journaler. I loved to write. I loved to put words down on paper. And it was easy for me to do. What was difficult for me to do was to honor that place and honor those voices. And so one of the things that is very difficult to do in a time when you feel at the mercy of is you don't trust that voice that you have. Journaling is just a small way to begin to do that. You just start with, of course, now I'm channeling my wife here. Use your words. But we have this, it's the same sort of thing that inside of us, there's something we bring to the table that for whatever reason, we didn't trust. And here's what's interesting. When things are crazy around us, we assume, if I'm at the mercy of, we assume that's the narrative for who we are. We assume that's the narrative for life. We assume that's the narrative. And every one of those things, when life is crazy, every one of those things is a narrative of scarcity, not sufficiency. And so we're always looking out for something else that needs to happen or needs to be done or needs to be resolved because we don't believe in the middle of that uncertainty that there is enough. And we don't believe that the self I bring to this moment is enough. And we don't believe that the words I have in this moment is enough. And so the gift of journaling is the pen, and not just a pen. We're talking crayons. We're talking whatever you want to bring to that piece of paper. Is just the fact that you have opened that book and taken that pen out, or the pencil, and or the crayon, that you've taken that out and you're saying, I bring to this moment this self, this voice. That's the power. So I feel that as a member of the clergy, I also feel it too, because I feel like I'm supposed to give a homily that has answers. And all of us can relate to that. If anyone who's listening who's a parent can relate to it, because when your child is going through something and everything is upside down, what do you want to do? You want to fix it. You want to make it right. You want to have the answers. And my favorite line is the little boy that said to his mama, "Mama, listen to me, but this time with your eyes." In other words, just be here. And so the reason, and this is when we're talking about why we're doing a journal rather than just a quote book where we're talking about things, is because the first thing that we want to do is we want to say it's okay to just be here. And the power of journaling is the power that says it's okay for me to just be here. Journaling makes a space to say it's okay to be here. And I would go so far as to say that to be here is actually sacred ground. That this ground is sacred. It's okay to just be here. And so and of course that's the other irony with journaling, is as long as I'm in the mentality that I need to fix something or solve something or have answers, then I also think the journal is going to lead me to those answers. And we don't want to get derailed there. The journal is not about having the right answers. The journal is about the permission to be in that space where what I bring to the table is enough. That's extraordinary. And here's the other thing, is if I have the permission to say that this me I bring to the table is enough, then the story around me, the news that I see, both locally and nationally, and everything that goes cattywampus, and the fighting that goes on, I can begin by saying that narrative does not say who I am. It's an extraordinary thing that I get to say how the story ends. It's a powerful thing. And the other gift about journaling, which is extraordinary, is that is that I not only get to say how the story ends, but I get to say that this is my story and I'm a part of it. There's power there. It's interesting that when I'm in a gathering and people know I'm clergy, they assume that I'm going to be the one to speak, as if whatever they bring to the table is not important or more important. And so that I especially love it when I'm anywhere where there's a meal, and because I'm clergy, I have to pray, as if I'm the only one that knows how to do that.